Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. I'm DJ Dylan, and if you're aged 45 to 55, put your hands together and get ready for the ride of your life. Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, Dr. LondonSmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as bilirubin glucuronidation and MLK Day, so I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Dr. London, hello. I'm very, very excited about today. We're debuting something pretty big today.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten all the emails, the texts, the plane that was flying by with a banner.
Right.
Which,
yeah,
I feel like I didn't need that one.
You think that someone was proposing to you? I don't know if that was geared towards you. That might have just been a coincidence.
How so? I mean, I said yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Out loud.
To who?
Does it have to be? Maybe I'm not familiar with the process. No, I said yes.
Yes.
When I saw it.
Okay. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know myself. I'm not really part of that world, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm a bit of a nonconformist, and I kind of go with the flow in my own way. And so, whenever I see a banner for proposing, then I do say yes.
Yes.
And I kind of just want to see where it goes.
And that's just the kind of person you are. You just say yes to life, yes to new experiences and new opportunities. But this is not what we're here to discuss today. I want to reveal to our audience what we're talking about, this new exciting thing.
Okay.
We have a new format for the show.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Let me explain what I'm talking about. Everyone listening to this knows about Koala Cola, the #1 soda in all of Australia.
Everyone knows.
It tastes just like Down Under. And everyone also knows that we are on the Koala Cola podcast network.
Yes.
They are our overlords. Mm-hmm. They control us. They're our bosses. They tell us what to do. And they told us a harsh truth. We need more segments.
Yes. A lot more. They said, you don't need guests. You don't need... And by the way, I do want to say, this isn't because we couldn't find a guest. This isn't because we were too lazy to find a guest.
No.
This is because Koala Cola was very specific in saying, if you have a guest, you're off the network.
This is because we're respectful towards our bosses. That's it. That's all this is.
Yeah. And so for anyone, I just want to get ahead, because I know on the subreddit, it's going to be nuts. People are going to say, sounds like they're actually hinting that they couldn't find a guest or that maybe they didn't try.
Oh, I think when people say stuff like that on Reddit, they're being ironic because they know that could never be the case. So, you might be getting trolled a bit, Dr. London.
It's that alt comedy. Yes.
Yeah, it's very alt, very irony for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yes.
We have to, well, first of all, they're really, really stressing our new demographic. If you're not familiar, we have gotten the stats back from our listenership for this year, and it turns out that everyone who listens to this show is between the ages of 45 and 55. So everything is now being geared towards pandering towards you, the listener.
And if you're listening to this, then, I guess if your ID says something besides, the 45 to 55-year-old range, then I would go ahead and go to the offices or wherever that was given and go ahead and have that changed, because it's inaccurate, because you're actually in the 45 to 55-year-old age range. And that's no fault of yours.
And I just want to say, we're basically like what MTV was when it first came around, because it was sort of a revolution and people were used to listening to music on the radio and never seeing their favorite artists. And in that same way, everyone right now is so used to like morning talk shows on the radio where the traffic is this and the weather is this, and we come along with this brand new invention, a podcast, and we sort of blow your mind in the same way that MTV did back in that wonderful time.
And it's so good to be at the forefront of this and to be to be the revolution, I guess is the simplest way to put it. People try to play it like, oh, didn't Conan kind of claim something similar? No, it was us. We did that. We were the ones who revolutionized the whole format.
It was me for sure. I don't know what you were doing. I don't keep up with that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sorry. I should clarify. So that's Cameron. We're introducing this. That's our producer, Cameron.
Yay!
Also with us is Digital in the House. Digital in the House.
We need more.
Yes.
You just say yes. Yes.
I'm a bit of a nonconformist, and I kind of go with the flow in my own way.
You just say yes.
Then I do say yes. I said yes. I said yes. Be the revolution. Be the revolution.
Be the revolution.
And that's just the kind of person you are. You just say yes to life, yes to new experiences and new opportunities.
Be the revolution. Be the revolution.
Just say yes.
Be the revolution.
Just say yes.
Be the revolution.
Just say yes.
So as we go forward now, we're going to really focus on bringing in all these segments. But don't worry, for all of you who are wondering, the medical lessons are still here.
Unfortunately, the medical lessons are still, here to just stop any momentum whatsoever.
Yes.
And to really inject some education into your hearts. And I love that part, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, everyone is. And so, hey, how about we just hop right into it?
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
Did you hear that, Dr. London?
Yes.
That's right. Our data also said that everyone's favorite part from past episodes was that's a spicy meatball. And that was really the only thing they wanted to come back.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
Wow. And so that's just a little treat for you guys as we introduce our first fun segment on the show. Are you ready, Dr. London?
Yes.
Because they've actually, so let's be honest. Let's be upfront. We didn't come up with these segments. These come from up top. Like they gave us a list, and so we are just sort of going through it one by one and just sticking to the format that Koala Cola really wants us to do. So this first one is just talking the talk. Talk about your day, how you doing, and say hi to the guests. Or I guess we don't have a guest.
Yeah,
say hi to whoever's in the room.
So
just to it says here that the listeners want to know more about us. They don't feel like they really know us and have like that personal Joe Rogan style authenticity.
Right. And I have so much to share because
for sure.
I have so much in my private life that because like I keep my professional life on the show, and so for someone to delve into my personal life is very comfortable for me.
Well, do you want me to go first? You're so comfortable that maybe I should go first to let you calm down about how comfortable you are.
Yeah. No, am I sweating? Are you sweating? It's just kind of hot.
Oh yeah, everyone's. I mean, it's freezing in here. But no. I mean, so Dr. London, this week was sort of exciting for me. I lost my towel.
Okay.
You know my towel?
Well, I saw it in the paper. Yeah. Yeah, and
The paper towels, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, sorry, in the paper towel waste bin before. But yes. So you lost it.
Yes, Dr. Linden, that's my favorite towel.
Yeah.
I've been using this paper towel as my towel for, 10 years at least. Obama was in the office
And that
when I was still using...
in the senator's office, right? Where you used to hang out. So it's been that long.
It's been a really, really long time. And Dr. Linden, I don't know where it is. So now I'm getting out of the bath every other day, and I am just sopping wet. I'm just dripping everywhere. And then, unfortunately, I'm slipping everywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Have you fallen?
So, oh, yeah, Dr. London. A ton. I mean, it's been a laugh riot. I've been tripping and falling.
Okay.
So anyway, I landed on my cat. Cat's dead. Still can't find my towel. Very cold.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess, sorry about the cat. I feel like the cat's actually, now that you're bringing it up, some of our listeners might be more concerned for the cat than for the towel. I know that the paper towels was super important to you. You've had it for longer.
Well, I think the cat, cats hate water, right? And I'm dripping water everywhere.
Okay.
So it's probably for the best.
Otherwise,
so the cat was no longer living in this sort of horror world where there's water everywhere.
Yeah, and no towel to be seen. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm. I read the. In addition to the whole it being a paper towel, I guess the irony is I did read the classifieds and all the wanted ads. So you've been trying to find. It's a $500,000 reward that you put out for anyone who can find this towel.
Ooh, you might want to get out a magnifying glass and look at where a period might be in that number.
Okay, I guess I did read it wrong, but so the phrasing is that they pay you $500,000 for the towel once they find it. Is that the language is a little muddled here?
They are paying me, but it's not $500,000. You can see the little period right after the 5, so it's a trick. So they think it's $500,000, but then they really only have to pay me $5. Okay,
I guess that's a clever trick.
It's a prank.
Oh, you sure got them. Okay, so that's how your personal life is going.
Yeah,
wow.
And how about you, Dr. Lennon? Let's hear it.
Yeah. So for me, I went to the grocery store yesterday. Oh man! So I walked in, picked up some groceries. They were out of the chips I like. So
which are?
Yeah, it's this Fritos.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and some people think don't you need those go better with a dip? But I like them just straight, salty, whatever, But they didn't have them, so I walked out. Anyway, so that was a rough day. I actually, called my family about it. Told them I couldn't make it for any of their. They were having.
Did you lose anyone on the operating table because of all this stress?
Yeah, but that's a work thing. We're talking about personal lives, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. No. At work, it was pretty. I guess if we want to dip into that briefly for a second, yes, lost a lot of patients. That that was yesterday, all through today.
Well, you should clarify, because when you say you lost a lot of patients, I think people might think that a lot of patients died.
Oh no,
you don't know where they are.
No, well because when I'm in the zone, I do my medical thing, and it's not my job to keep track. I want to make that clear. It's not my job to keep track of them. That's right. I'm assuming someone else's thing.
I would say it is your job to maybe not play hide and seek with them and then never find them. I think that is sort of on you.
Well, it's called bedside manner. If they can't trust me, if they can't play hide and seek with me, that's just kind of common sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I just worry that some of your patients are still hiding in maybe a spot that's difficult to get out of. Maybe they're in the air ducts or something.
I mean, at the end of a week, I'll go in there with a golf club and start hitting spots that I think might be difficult for me to reach. I just go at it. and I'm screaming and I'm just going for it. And like, usually any patients that are hiding, they come out at that point. Like
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many are missing right now?
I never thought to keep count, honestly. But like,
oh wow,
like they get charged by the day, so like it's really kind of all a bonus for me. Kind of like I just don't see a downside to the current situation. So.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so but that's going to my business.
I just think you should find them just for your own pride. You don't want to be labeled forever the worst hide and seek player ever, the worst seeker.
Well, I'm honestly, and this may sound kind of a bragging thing, but I'm actually a professional, and I don't have to. That's a kid thing. That's for the patients. They're into the whole hide and seek thing. I only do it for the bedside manner. Beyond that, I don't care how it ends. It's just the fact that I play it at all. So, for me, it
just. So you're just fine having the reputation of the worst seeker in the hospital.
I'm not. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not that.
You're cool with that. That's what you're fine going up to your patients and saying, "Hey, I'm Dr. London Smith. I am the worst seeker in the game of hide and seek in this entire hospital." That's fine. That's fine with you. Okay, that's cool with me.
It doesn't sound cool with you. I mean, yes, I do introduce myself that way, but you're making it sound like there's some sarcasm or whatever too.
Just don't come crying to me when someone makes fun of you for being the worst seeker when I told you that you don't want that reputation.
But fine, whatever. Honestly, I think we've done. First of all, that was my professional life. That's my business life, which we weren't even supposed to get into. So
well, that was your choice.
Whatever. Anyway, we did. So that's one segment, right? We did it. That's yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
next we do medical lesson.
Of course, every segment should have a song and a closing song.
That's right. So
just close up talking the talk.
Close up talking the talk. Okay. Now for today's medical topic, Carcinoid Syndrome. So Carcinoid Syndrome is a clinical syndrome most commonly caused by neuroendocrine tumors of the midgut that metastasize to the liver. When the tumor is still in the midgut, it has little effect because the hormones it secretes, that's stuff like serotonin, that's processed by the liver. But when it metastasizes to the liver can't catch all the secreted hormones, so it can't process those secretions. So the patient.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you might think of it that way. So patients become symptomatic whenever it does that. So clinically, carcinoid syndrome is characterized by intermittent diarrhea in association with flushing of the face, wheezing, and cardiac abnormalities of the right side of the heart.
Oh, you know what else causes diarrhea every once in a while is eating breakfast. And that is a good segue into our next segment that, yes, is halfway through the medical lesson. This is a segment within the segment.
As long as we're aware.
This is the segment Exactly, Dr. London. So go ahead and play the Exactly song, DJ Dylan. Exactly.
Exactly.
And of course, in this segment, we tell each other and the audience what we had for breakfast today. And then I rate your breakfast based on taste, and you rate my breakfast based on health and nutrition.
Okay. So the song, of course. So it's Exactly? That was the name of the segment? Just making sure.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like exactly, but EGG.
Exactly. Okay, wow. So for my breakfast, what I had was a bowl of grain. And boy, I just chomped that right up.
Oh, wow.
And followed up with some water. How about you, Cameron?
Oh, wow. Well, I have to rate that first on tastiness level. So I don't mind grain. I understand that grain is the basis of a lot of really good foods. But I've seen the grain you're talking about, and it's the ugliest grain I've ever seen in my life.
Ouch. Have you always thought that about my grains?
Yeah. I mean, was I supposed? You thought that I thought they were beautiful, or
It just
Dr. Lennon, your crops are shit. Surely you know that.
well, they're sort of the best I could do. But no, I see how they could be.
They're functional. Hey, your tomatoes, they're tomatoes. They look terrible. They're a weird purplish color.
Mm.
They sort of ooze like a pus, which I don't think is normal. But yeah, sure, they are tomatoes. You accomplished that. But you didn't think that your crops were like good to look at before now, right?
So that yeah, I get gardening's tough, man. You have to, a lot of us have to, we grew up in urban environments. Like I guess I didn't personally, but like a lot of us did. So it's harder to figure out how to grow a crop. Okay, so that's your rating is.
Yeah, my rating is it's ugly. It looks terrible.
Okay. That's on a scale of 1
and
to
you
10.
had water, you said?
Okay.
What did you mix that with anything like tequila or?
No, a chaser of water is what I had. So I ate a full bowl of grain, the sort of the dust from it was still rising up. And then
you did like a shot of water.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a health
Well,
nut.
yeah, I give that a disgusting nonsense rating.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it is
then-
disgusting nonsense. Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10. And I had a goat for breakfast today.
Okay. May I ask specifics?
Sure.
Okay. So where did you start? Because I assume you ate it sort of snake style, as usual.
Yeah, I started with the face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess which end of the thing, but like your jaws sort of unlocked and went wide and it was all in one big swallow. Okay. So you start with the face.
Yes, but I started with the face.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
that's my favorite part of sort of any meat is the face.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, have you ever had cow face? Oh, cow face is so good.
Okay. Not recently. Okay, so the whole goat, I'm trying to think health-wise. I mean, I guess as long as you got to the heart, then you got its courage.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I got its brains.
Yeah.
So I have now the smarts and wits of a goat.
Yeah. And the jaws, so you have the ability to eat cans of a goat. Okay.
Yeah. Which I could already do.
Yeah. And the hooves, of course, the legs were really good for whenever you try to scale a mountain. Okay. I think that's decently healthy. All right. So I'm sorry. How did you prepare it? Did you cook it? Did you just find it on the prairie?
Face first, like I said.
Okay. Exactly.
Well, so was it healthy? You're supposed to rate it.
Yeah, sorry.
On how healthy
1
my
to 10,
meal was
it's
and nutritious.
1 to 10, it's frustrating, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's exactly.
All right, back to the medical lesson. The best initial test for carcinoid syndrome is the urinary 5-HIAA test, with that 5-HIAA being the end product of serotonin metabolism. That's right, you look for an intestinal tumor with a urine test. Treatment is with octreotide, which is a synthetic version of somatostatin, and that helps to control the diarrhea.
It's time for our next segment. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
You remember that from Star Wars or something?
Or something.
So, just like Star Wars, this is a game where we have selected secret words, Dr. London, that you might fall into our trap and accidentally say our secret words, which you're not allowed to say. And then I'll say, it's a trap. And then you lose points because you said the secret word, which is a trap.
So secret word, so I don't say that T word then. Okay.
I haven't told you what the secret word is.
No, I know what you're up to. I can't say it's a And that last word, okay.
I mean, yeah, that is one of the secret words for sure. But there's a lot. I mean, there's a huge amount. And so I'm just gonna just go ahead, keep doing the medical lesson, and I'm gonna let you know.
I finished the medical lesson, so.
Oh, that's over?
Yeah, I went over treatments. I went over how what to watch out for clinically. I talked about sort of the pathogenesis.
It's a trap. You said it. You said a word clinically. That's a bad word.
Oh, I'm so. Of course.
So that's minus 50.
Yeah. No, I know how the game works. Yeah.
Game. You said game. It's 50.
Son of a. Okay.
Sun.
Well, it's.
You said sun. Minus 50.
I did not the one in the sky. It was the other.
When you say son of a, you're not talking about the sun in the sky?
Okay. No, you got me there. Okay.
You're an astrology nerd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Astrometry? Yes. I'm all about it. I'm a Gemini.
Well, you just love astrology and how sometimes when you look through that magnifying glass up into the sky and you see the Scorpio and you see the Sagittarius.
And I see the Dragon Ball. Yes. And it's saying to me like, oh, you're a Virgo. And I'm like, that's kind of a weird, or it says you have Cancer. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's medicine for you.
Well, and
in
it's
the
like,
skies.
You know, the sky sometimes says I'm a Virgo, but that's not like the whole truth. You know what I mean? Because like maybe
the sky's been with some stuff,
right? Like I think maybe according to their standards, I'm a Virgo, but that's because they're sort of a slut. You know?
Yeah, they've been raised pretty conservatively. The sky, and so like. Whenever they're raised that way, they start to
kind of
confuse things in their heads a certain way. Yeah. And, so sure, you're a Virgo. Sure. But I don't want to, I don't know, all the Virgos listening as well. I don't want to get into a whole.
That's a word. Minus 50. Okay, I mean, I think that's once you get to negative 200, which I believe you've gotten to, that's the end of the segment. So let's wrap up.
Segment.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
All right.
Well, you said trap,
now
knowing that trap. Now everything's ruined because trap.
No, you said once we got the.
Right, but trap,
because the count resets at a certain point.
Trap is another 50 points, so now you're negative 250. The episode was supposed to end at 200, but then you wrapped it up. So literally the last second of the segment is you saying trap. And losing another 50 points.
Wow.
The whole thing is thrown off. The system's thrown off.
Do you want to...
The fantasy
league
start the
episode
is going to
over?
be completely ruined. No, let's just move on.
Can we... Okay, so we can re-record. We can restart this whole... I just... Okay. Do you want to do... We have to get these ads done.
Yes. Okay, we do have to do...
So,
and what is this segment called?
This is called... the sponsored material. And people love this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So Christmas has already passed. And, once again, to this 45 to 55-year-old demographic, you know that you got the wrong present for your niece.
Oh, yeah.
You screwed up. And now it's almost a month later, and you're trying to kind of make up for it. You're calling their mom saying, like, hey, is there a way to... Do they want something else? Do they want something else? And we have it for you. We have found the perfect gift. And yes, the gift is everyone's clamoring for this, the Night Terror baby doll. This doll is from a line of dolls that we've actually been bringing up to the table. It's so nice to have something for all of those middle-aged aunts out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So this doll, and people always want these dolls that are ultra specific to experiences that they have had or want to have.
That's right, Dr. London. And this is a doll that has maybe the most universal experience of all. This is a doll that has nightmares.
Night terrors. I should make the distinction here.
Oh,
because nightmares, someone can remember and wake up. That's an REM sleep. Night terrors are from a different phase of sleep where, and this is great to be bringing the medical side of it. It's from a different phase of sleep where they can't remember. But it's horrifying.
Yes.
And so they will be screaming, and you get to them and you are freaking out because they're screaming so much something's happening, but no, you try to wake them up, and when they wake up, they don't remember anything, and it's just this odd thing that keeps happening, and it will keep happening for quite a few years.
That's right. And your doll gets to experience this by falling asleep and going into that other world, that sort of alternate reality, alternate dimension. And for an extra $25, you can plug the doll into a TV and get to see what their nightmares are.
Yes.
And sort of the horrifying things that the dolls are able to conjure up in their sleep that you will then have to comfort them about. Or they won't shut up, because you do need to comfort them back to sleep. That's the whole point.
They do need that. And even though they can't remember the dream, they do still very much need the comfort from it. From you. And that's, well, from your niece, I guess. So we're so excited to bring this to you. And this is just one of the line of products. We also have Gastrointestinally Ill Doll. And so this doll is, once again, coming from a situation that every parent knows, but that not all children, except for this niece of yours, is smart enough to look for. So, classic situation. The baby doll will have diarrhea all over a public restroom and are standing in it, and they are vomiting from the smell and appearance of all of this diarrhea. And so now you have to clean it up while trying not to vomit from the look and smell of that vomit and diarrhea all in the public restroom.
It's honestly just like having your own real child, Dr. London.
It's so fun. And it's
the actual experience of motherhood right there, which is what you want in a baby doll.
Yes. And it's just such a relief that, you look for these dolls online. Everyone is always looking, and they're like, oh, well, this one cries, but it doesn't do much else. This one, vomits, but it doesn't really have the full reaction. No, this one has full gastrointestinal distress. It will be crying. It'll be just inconsolable. And once again, coming out of both ends, extremely dehydrated. You will have to take them to get fluids and have their electrolytes replaced. So much fun.
It's talking about its own suffering quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It really makes you feel terrible for what this thing is going through
and
all the time.
And the fact that you can't really control the situation is just given
your
niece.
It's authentic.
Yes.
It's that real motherhood, fatherhood experience, Dr. London.
Yes.
But some of these dolls aren't just for your nieces and nephews, and some of them are for adults, aren't they, Dr. London?
Yeah. I'm very excited to have
In
those.
fact, yes, obviously you having like a niece and nephew as a listener to the show, that's really cute and awesome. But of course, you are childless. No one listening to this show has children of their own. And so you probably wonder, what is it like to have my own kid? And so we have the below average baseball playing kid doll.
Yes.
So this is just like having the experience of having a kid. You have to go to their baseball games. They're not good. They're worse than most of the other kids out there. So it's not just that it's boring.
Yes.
It's that your kid is clearly worse than everyone else. And you get to sort of berate them and sort of let them know that and sort of let them know your disappointments.
And by the way, that is a requirement. The doll will not function properly unless you do verbally berate them. You let them know, well, your uncle was actually pretty decent at this. You yourself, were okay at sports.
Again, Dr. London, that's just like real life. I mean, you have to be honest with your kid. You can't just give them blind encouragement. Oh, you're so great. Everyone gets a trophy. Everyone gets a ribbon these days. No, be honest, and you're going to say, dude, you suck shit at this. You need to do better because I'm not going to let you do something else. You got to do this thing.
Yeah, this thing that I picked only because it's convenient and popular in terms of the schedule for recreational
activities. Down the street,
It's very easy to do. Still a bother. Still a huge pain. And you
hate
also
doing it.
Yeah, and it also does come with 6 cases of beer per time. So it is a subscription package. You are going to get drunk at these games. And that's just part
you're going to
be
plastered. I mean, you're going to be yelling at the ump. You're going to, even though you know that your kid sucks ass, you're still going to be yelling at the umpire and saying that's an unfair call. You know it was a completely fair call because you know your kid is bad. But it's your job as 6 beers in to sort of berate the ump and say, you don't know what you're doing, you're blind, you need your glasses. Maybe if I smack you on the head, you'll be able to see better. Just saying stuff like that.
Yes, and I hate to spoil it, but there is even more to this product. It does come with a phone. So at the end of the game, and even a little bit just towards the end of the game, you get to have the phone call with the spouse who is mad because you cannot drive those. We said the game was close to home. You are not able to drive the drive back home. You have had too much to drink, and they are frustrated because all you were supposed to do is take them out.
To her home, because you don't live together with your...
No. Sorry.
Y'all are separated. When I say not divorced, but yes, absolutely separated.
Yes. And so you do have to have, and I'm sorry, I should have said, like, it's potential spouse or girlfriend. This is actually a really big part of the product is the functionality. You can change it to being girlfriend, just being a friend who's kind of close, but not close enough for you to be asking for this kind of favor. All of these kind of options are available. And it's great for it's Little League. It's so fun to bring this doll in, this real life take on what it is like to have a child.
Yes.
And
of course, I mean, you only have to deal with this every other weekend. Like this one the other ones are very, very hands-on, and you're sort of constantly having to deal with, the throwing up and diarrheaing of the other doll. This every other weekend. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Granted, it will, and the phone call will go on about that as well. Don't you want?
You should be spending more time than every other weekend with the kid. Absolutely. You will be guilted into that, but you won't ever do that.
No. And so it's this great emphasis on sort of what it's because, in this modern age, you don't have to go through the full commitment of, having a child in order to have all these benefits. And so that's what this product brings to you. So that's the Night Terror baby doll. That's a gastrointestinally ill doll. And of course, the below average Little League doll.
Yes. And that's all the dolls, right, Dr. London?
I believe so.
What's next on the product list?
Okay. Oh, the next one, so great. And it actually might go a little bit with that last product we mentioned, which is the Ice Cream. It's the mobile medical truck that it'll go around. It's the same kind of truck that they use in sort of, refugee areas, the kind that kind of just has everything you need. The only issue with this Ice Cream truck is, as the name implies, due to budget constraints, that it looks and sounds just exactly like an ice cream truck.
It has pictures of ice cream on the side. It is playing Do Your Ears Hang Low and sort of a, bell noise sound.
Yes.
There's no lights on it or anything that indicates that this might be, useful medically in any capacity.
And if you ask anything about ice cream when you visit the truck, they've gotten it so much that at this point they are pretty frustrated, and so they won't give you medical treatment at that point.
Do not ask for ice cream. And if they mention
ice cream,
if they say, "Oh yeah, hold on a second," run, because the thing they're going to come back with is not ice cream. Get out of there now.
Yes. So I guess.
But if you need medical help, go to the ice cream truck. Say, I really need this finger put back together, and they will help you out.
And I should also add, you can't call this truck up. This is one of those ones where I get similar to an ice cream truck. It's just you have to find it while it's driving around. And but once again, it will be exactly it will be very tough to distinguish between it and another ice cream truck. And so.
But what a fun prize to those who have keen eyes and focus on the little details.
The uniforms.
It's sort of like a puzzle. Every single time you're in danger and an ice cream truck.
I should also specify, in case this was going to be confusing, the driver, everyone in there is also dressed like ice cream truck driver. There's no medical.
Well, yeah, those were the outfits in budget constraints. We're recycling, reusing, or not we. Yes. This company is recycling these products.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
And it's worth remembering that, with the healthcare systems being so strained right now, of course there are these constraints. And that's why we encourage people to, just get vaccinated and everything, because otherwise, if everyone had been vaccinated by now, then this ice cream company could have been, had the paint job, could have maybe not been so annoyed about the whole ice cream questioning thing, So it's really a lesson for all of us to really, get vaccinated, get our boosters.
Yeah. And so if one of these, medical professionals in this ice cream truck ends up hurting someone or killing someone on accident, it's actually your fault for stressing them out so much by not giving them the money to paint their car so that people don't confuse it with an ice cream truck and stop asking for ice cream. So that's on you.
Yes. That is on you.
Yeah.
And it's and certainly that is the legal liability that we have to advertise for them. Yes.
We have to get to Mr. London's neighborhood right now.
Okay. I think that's it.
For products.
We
okay. And for products. So DJ Dylan, play the end of product song. Okay, great. And now we got to play the song for Mr. London's neighborhood.
Mr. London's neighborhood.
It's his neighborhood.
And this is, I guess, just like puppets and stuff. So this is the part where they stop sort of describing what these segments are and then just give us names.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this one does say, I guess, puppets and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So we
like,
have.
I guess it's supposed to be, like a Mr. Rogers neighborhood, but it's you. You're not really like, kid friendly. You're a bad boy.
Yeah, and I try to make that clear most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just. So I'm already wearing a white coat. So does he takes off the sweater or puts it on? Isn't that most of what Mr. Rogers was?
I think it's
sweater,
like stripping.
Yeah. Okay.
Does he talk about shapes?
Surely he must. Okay. I'll try to.
I for sure know that Coco, the sign language gorilla, was on Mr. Rogers.
Okay. So I need to
maybe
incorporate that.
Yeah. Do you have an animal that maybe could do sign language? Like anyone within like reaching distance
around me here. I'm trying to check. Okay. So I have. Yes. I think I've got it.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So, now this is for all you Marvel fans out there, I do have an inflatable Incredible Hulk.
And if you are like, what are they talking about? I can't see. This is an audio format. Well, that means that you're not a Patreon subscriber, because Patreon subscribers can watch every episode. Well, I mean, for the last
and that we have remembered to post, yes.
And the ones we remember to record.
Which is not that, yes.
You have access to all of those on the Patreon, so you just got to sign up for that to see what Dr. London is talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go through this. And I should say, just as a disclaimer, I don't know sign language.
Yeah.
So that could also affect this. But I think we got this segment going. Okay.
Dr. London is holding up an inflatable Incredible Hulk.
Yes. Okay. So, I walk to the room and I strip a little bit, show a little skin.
Dr. London's stripping, showing his belly.
Yeah. And I just kind of wiggle that around for a second. Okay.
Oh, you don't want to know what that is in that sentence. Wiggle that around. Don't even ask.
Yeah.
Patreon subscribers only, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. It looks like we have a guest today. And it's
the Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay.
Do like Mark Ruffalo's voice when you talk as the Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna. He does sign language. That's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I guess sign like Mark Ruffalo would.
Okay. He is signing at me, but I don't speak sign language. So this is kind of difficult here. Hello.
He's hoping that the inflatable Hulk will be able to read lips.
maybe we'll catch up later is what I'm getting that. So bye. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Wow.
I think that's the end of Mr. London's Neighborhood right there. So DJ Dylan, just go ahead and wrap that up with the music.
Mr. London's Neighborhood.
It's his neighborhood.
And let's get right over to, again, we don't have a full description of what this is. This says the Pirate's Cove. That's the next segment we have to do. The Pirate's Cove.
The Pirate's Cove. Pirate's Cove.
Okay, I'm trying to remember because they did send me notes about this, and everything was separate piece of paper and like kind of disorganized.
They sent me a hook, like a hook, like a pirate hook, like a replacement for a hand.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I got.
Okay, so my note said use the hook. I don't know. That doesn't help me. Okay.
Well, maybe, you are a doctor who does surgery. Is it saying maybe replace my hand with the pirate hook and just do that live on the... Are we supposed to do that every single week?
Okay. And I don't want to scare you here, but the diagram they sent me with that piece of paper saying use the hook, it's showing, it has an arrow pointing to your back.
Okay.
And the hook being like next to that arrow. So...
Now, when you say back, do you mean at the top of my, like on my back, but like the top of my spine so that I can hang off of a coat hook?
It's actually the other way around, like upside down from that. So
it's like right above my butt.
Yes. It's telling me, I think, to lift you up and hang you by your pants. I think because the belt.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'm sorry for our listeners from across the pond. Pants in this situation is referring to trousers.
Yes.
Trousers. And I know that we have some 45 to 55-year-old, one Brit among you. So I just want to clarify that because I know it's going to be get so many emails about it. We're not hanging him up by his underwear, okay?
No, but over here we call them either pants or fannies.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The underwear, yes. Okay, so, wow, Pirate's Cove. What an adventure that was.
Wow, that was so awesome. All right, now we got to go into the next, DJ Dylan, play Pirate's Cove ending theme.
Yeah, the outro.
The Pirate's Cove. Pirate's Cove.
Ooh, yes. That was so good.
So good.
Okay, now we are on to, this says The Butter Battle, which I think that was like a Dr. Seuss book, right?
The Butter Battle book, I think, yeah.
Do
I remember what that one was about?
I don't. I remember it was like people went to war for having the butter either toast side up or toast side down.
Maybe so. Well, that I feel like you are pulling from your own political campaign. Whenever you ran for office, based on, which side you like to have the butter on.
Yeah, but that wasn't on a piece of toast.
Okay, I thought it was toast. What was it on?
It was on your hand.
Okay. So, and you kept criticizing the other candidates, saying that they kept putting the butter on the wrong side, and that's why they weren't qualified. And everyone, I feel like whenever
they're not
I
greased
went to
up
vote,
properly. If you're buttering up your hand, you're probably sticking that hand somewhere, right? We all know that. If you're buttering up a hand or if you're oiling up a hand, you're shoving that hand into something that, a dry hand would be difficult to get into, a pipe
or pulling out of a thing
or whatever,
too.
Or pulling it out of a thing. Now, Dr. London,
and so
if you do it butter side up, where you put the butter on the top side of your hand, when that butter melts, where's it going?
Ooh, is this chaos theory?
Yes.
Is this a Jeff Goldblum question? Okay. I don't think we can accurately predict. I think is dinosaurs the answer?
That is the absolute. I wanted to actually go through the steps to get there, but you're right. It would take too long to do it on this show.
Okay.
So I guess that's that's
segment,
the butter battle. That's just it now. That's over.
That was the battle.
That was it. DJ Dylan, just go ahead and close that segment.
That's the butter battle. That's the butter battle.
Fish fashion. Next segment. This is the fish fashion segment. DJ Dylan, go ahead and play that song.
This is the fish fashion segment.
And again, apologies because, this is an audio format. but we are going to be dressing up our favorite fish. I'm going to, I've got my little goldfish here. So I've got my goldfish, Devin. He's my favorite little goldfish. And I am going to put on assless chaps on him.
Okay. Now, yes.
And you can see just his little fins sticking out of where the sort of, butthole isn't the right thing, because that's a different thing. That's a body part. But this is the hole in the pants where the butt goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do feel like, and this is just a criticism. Sorry, this is me from whatever. I feel like pants are not really or chaps even, are not the attire for a fish. Like, I feel like it'd be more of a skirt situation. Do you see what I mean?
Okay.
Since there's one
You're just kind of getting needlessly gendered there, Dr. London.
No, it's the sort of there's the fin, the dorsal fin.
And then the assless chaps that they're wearing.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
You dress your fish however you want to dress it. Why are you criticizing my fish fashion? You know that in fish fashion, you can't criticize other fish fashion.
I do, and I should have. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Now let's see. What's your
I
fish? Give me your name, the type of fish, and how you dressed him up.
Yeah.
Or her up. I don't know.
So this fish is it's named One Fish, and it is red fish. So it is sorry, just to clarify that. The name is One Fish, and it is a red fish. Okay. And I actually got the name from a book, also Dr. Seussical.
The Butter Battle.
And the Butter Battle. So, anyway, so I dressed it in sort of this trench coat and these glasses, and I was kind of going for a paparazzi look. Now, the problem I ran into...
Paparazzis wear trench coats? I think of trench coats being perverts, private investigators, and the trench coat mafia. That's the two kids, the Columbine kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess to me, I wanted to expand sort of who was allowed and maybe not throw labels around so fast. So people will see this fish and they won't think, oh, this has got to be someone who's shooting people.
Right.
This is going to be someone who takes pictures, perhaps inappropriately. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's sort of the theme that I went for with. And granted, I will say also, as you can see, the trench coat and the glasses have both fallen off because it doesn't really fit on the fish very well.
You did use just human size trench coat and glasses, yeah.
I didn't have other types. Yeah.
No, I can tell you didn't have other types. I can tell you didn't really prepare.
Well, that's not true. I did. I put the whole thing in that fishbowl, and there was not much space. I feel like it took me a long time.
Okay, yeah, it did take you a long time to stuff the whole trench coat into the fishbowl. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like
that's definitely the end of fish fashion.
Yeah, we're done with fish fashion.
This is a fish fashion segment.
I feel like we're approaching the end of our very segmented show.
Well, so we do still have to do the chore wheel at the very end of this.
Right, of course, yeah.
But I've got 3 more segments. Do you want to just go through them really quick?
Yeah, let's just knock them out because we also are pressed for
DJ
time
Dylan,
now.
just as I say the name, you got to play the song really quick and play it really fast. Just play the song. It's got to go for like 2 seconds.
Just speed it
up.
Up.
So the next segment is called The End Is Nigh.
The End Is Nigh.
I don't know what we're supposed to do in this segment.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, look, here it comes. Is that?
Oh, no.
All right, good, good.
The next segment is the dunk contest.
The dunk contest?
So I do know what we're supposed to do here. We're gonna dunk and sort of I'm gonna do it in a cool way, and then you're gonna do it in a cool way, and then DJ Dylan votes on who did the coolest dunk. So let me just dribble the basketball.
Okay. Okay, that's impressive. So he threw it around. It bounced off all the walls, and he threw it into the net. But before it hit, he shot it with a gun. so that it deflated its way down. So I can't actually dribble at this point because that's the only ball we had. But I will say, I do have a way to get back at him, and that is with.
Well, now he's just pointing the gun at me.
I have this milk and I have this cookie, and I'm gonna dunk it. So, that's a tasty dunk. But also, yes, I do have a gun aimed at Cameron.
What is the purpose of pointing the gun that I used to shoot the ball at me?
Why
do
don't
you have to
want
hold
you
me hostage for this part of it?
If you try to win this, you can't take away my victory here. I obviously did a better dunk.
Okay, that's okay. DJ Dylan, vote whoever your heart says.
Yeah, and DJ Dylan, no pressure on you, but of course the pressure is on Cameron because I need to win this.
Yeah, just give it to London. It's fine.
And the winner I have decided is. I'm gonna have to go with London on this one.
Okay.
That's
the end of the dunk contest, and then the last segment it just says Pete.
Well, that's. Do you
no!
Want, yeah, you
they
remember
want us
him.
to bring. They want us to bring on Pete.
I don't want to bring on Pete. Like, do we?
Pete sucks.
Yeah. And I'm sorry for our listeners. It's not Pete Holmes.
Hi guys. I heard you saying my name.
Great, Pete. Yeah, great to have you around.
Pete.
So how did?
Wow, you haven't had me on the show in a long time. I thought you forgot about me.
Who could forget that?
Yep, could not forget about you, Pete. Oh, wow, that's so nice.
Wow, I hate to bring back the End is Nigh segment, but I feel like it is a good time for that one.
Well, you just want me to go back into the closet over here?
Hey, Pete, you could join us for the End is Nigh segment.
Oh, wow, I've never been invited to a segment on this show before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, if you could play the segment intro real quick. For the End is Nigh segment. Oh, the end! There it is. It really is nigh.
Yep. End is nigh. And yes, I do think you should go back into the linen closet, which is where he lives.
Dwells.
Yes, it's where we keep the towels and stuff in the studio, not my paper towel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I'll go back in there. Okay. Let me know if the Pete segment comes back again on the show.
Yeah, no, we'll.
We'll text you, man. I think surely someone has your number. We'll send you a text. Okay, well, I don't.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have like an unlimited text plan, and so it'll cost me money every time you text.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll keep it limited, and we'll just try to we'll let you know. But for now, I think we're just gonna move on because this segment we're in was supposed to be really short, so we're gonna end it now. Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So DJ Dylan, just go ahead and wrap up the Pete segment. Play that song.
Yeah.
Pete.
And then also the End is Nigh segment.
Got to play the end of that song.
So the End is Nigh segment. Okay, and we finally made it to the chore wheel. We can finish up here.
So I guess just us spinning it because there's no one to spin it. So do you want me to spin it?
If you're up to it. It looks. I've never done it. I don't know how to do it.
Please,
I guess
I spin it?
Oh
God. Yeah. Hey, you know what, Pete? How about if you spin that, will you then leave us alone for the rest of the episode? Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, go ahead then.
Okay, here I go. Oh, boy.
Oh, not this.
Do we really have to do this one?
I have to hope not. We do, right? Legally?
Yeah, I mean, it says here still in our contract, chore wheel, whatever it lands on, gotta do it. There's no way out of it.
There's no, okay. Okay, no, it says, what's your mostest, favoritist thing about our new demographic?
Oh, I hate this chore, this task that
I
we
know,
have to
'cause-
do.
Yeah, this task. Because for one thing, it's not going to be, that the first thing you say isn't going to be enough for them.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where they're going to keep asking, oh, is that what you, and they're going to find out the worst thing. Like, they're going to twist it into an insult. Like,
oh yeah, they're just
like if you
that.
say like they lost weight, then they're going to be like, oh, so I was fat, that kind of thing. What I'd love about our 45 to 55-year-old demographic that we are now marketing towards, what I love is that they are almost literate. They can almost read.
They're so close to being
almost
able
right.
to read.
Yes. Like, it's so good. And it's, I cannot get enough of how they seem to be hoping to try at some point to actually put the effort in and learn a little bit.
You can really see sometimes when they're holding up like a Clifford book or maybe like a Spot book, you can really tell that they might not be able to know exactly what words are there, but they get the context. They do understand that these funny shapes do spell dog.
Yes. Yeah. And it's so good, and it's so like it's actually a sign of intelligence that they can do that. Okay. So that's my favorite thing.
My favorite thing is that the demographic loves to talk about how the dark side of the moon syncs up with the Wizard of Oz. If you like play it at the Thirds Lion Roar or something. And so I've actually started, just to appeal to my audience, I have done a secret little thing on this episode, Dr. London.
Oh, yes.
If you play this episode right at the point in Saw 3 where that girl's arm gets cut off, the whole episode syncs with the movie. Just like the Dark Side of the Moon Wizard of Oz thing.
Just to vouch for Cameron on this one, he has clocks all lined up behind him. I think we've edited out all the ticking of them, but they're all around, and he's had the movie playing, and he's been like very scrambling the whole time, trying to make sure he gets every point exactly right, timing-wise.
Literally everything in this episode, Mr. London's Neighborhood, the butter battle stuff, all of it, exactly all of it was a reference to Saw 3, and you can see it lines up perfectly.
Yeah, and we cannot wait to hear about this on the subreddits, on the forums. We can't wait for you guys to send us messages on social media about it. And I guess speaking of which...
Are 45 to 55-year-old people on Reddit? I mean, I know Reddit appeals to a lot of, like, it's not like a young person's thing. It's got to be like 30-something now. Are they on Fark, that age group, or Dig?
I like, maybe, I'm trying to think, like, I know TikTok's definitely going to be on them, or maybe they'll accidentally post a TikTok. I think it's really what I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah, like they accidentally attached, like, their, attached, like, their TikTok to their Twitter, and so they're tweeting TikToks.
Yeah, or vice versa,
TikToking tweets.
Yeah, which, because they have to, because, of course, they can't type a tweet. They don't have...
Well, they don't know what it says,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that should be that's really good. Okay. So that's done. Thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to our producer, Cameron. Also, if you want to contact us, we are at Jock Doc Podcast on social media. And for those of you who know how to write that out, or to get your children, or I guess your nieces, nephews, grandchildren, get them to do it for you. Message us. Thank you to Digital in the House,
Mr. London's Neighborhood, Mr. London's Neighborhood. Mr. London's Neighborhood.
podcast.